welcome to Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter and me, Larned Justin.
I got it right. That's the first time I got it right.
Yeah, I got it right. Pointing in the right direction. Yeah. Now, this is a very important episode because this is episode 60. 60. Yeah, so we are celebrating with cigars. You have a cigar there already?
I got a cigar right here.
We got cigars. We're celebrating with cigars for our 60th episode. How about that?
Congratulations to us.
Yes.
And we want to thank everyone who tuned into our last episode, the interview with Steve Willis. Wow. We had a great time with that. Steve Willis was fantastic with his answers. And, we got over 300 views, well over 300 views.
Which, for a niche like we're in with small press comics, we think that's pretty good.
Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I just want to say, Steve Willis is here today. He's going to join the show because, he's very important to us, and he was flattered, and we were flattered to have him. And here he is, Steve Willis. Let me go get him here just a second.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there he is.
Hi,
Steve.
I'm Steve Willis.
Oh, okay. We're excited to have you here on the show in person.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
You might look the same as you did in our episode 59.
Well, I was inspired. I was inspired by you guys, and I knew that, I wanted to look more like Steve Keeter. So I changed my appearance just for the show, and I got a cigar.
Well, let me tell you, you don't look anything like Steve Keeter. I know Steve Keeter when I see him, and you don't look anything like him. So,
yeah, I mean, that would be frightening. Who'd want to look like that anyway, right?
Well, a lot of people have said that.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really look. I don't really look. You know what? I'm not really Steve Willis. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shock you people, but.
No kidding.
No, a little joke there.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's sometimes the derangement is contagious, and I'm not saying Steve Willis is deranged. Certainly he's not. He's very intelligent, but he makes comics about people who are rather deranged. I think sometimes.
Yeah,
and anyway, we want to say we're back with another show.
Yeah,
and we're not forgetting Steve Willis, because since the last show, we've received 2 new comics from Steve Willis, and we're going to talk about those at the end of the show. We always save the best for last.
We save Steve Willis to the end of the show, so you have to stay tuned to see his latest cranium frenzies. All right, let's get started. We don't want to hold everybody up. We got a lot of comics.
Definitely not. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. So which one you want to do first?
Well, I mean, the return of the great Chuck Bunker, who was a mighty force in the 80s and early 90s. Chuck Bunker is back with the Pie Man.
This is the Pie Man by Chuck Bunker.
Yeah, and
and the Pie Man is actually a superhero, believe it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, the comic begins. You get a look at Chuck Bunker. Most of us haven't seen him for several decades. Well, there he is.
Yeah.
Chuck is back. He's living in a retirement home now. Jeff Wood helped with this issue. He helped with the computer lettering. And look at Jeff.
Yeah, that's Jeff Wood. He has a combat vest on, which is,
yeah,
most cartoonists should wear them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, the red becomes him. I mean, it's good. But that's Jeff Wood, a friend of us all. He did Snow Bunny, and we've known him for a long time. But he helped.
He helped out with this issue. He did the lettering and the plot. He did the plot too. And then Chuck Bunker did the art and story. So there you go.
So Chuck is back. First book in a long time. We want to celebrate that. Oh yeah, the cigars.
Yeah. Don't light the book on fire. Oh, that would be a mistake. Yeah.
Chuck is back. Hard to talk with this in your mouth, right? But Chuck is back, and we're darn glad to see him. And yeah, I mean, he just popped up out of nowhere. I started hearing from him several months ago, and the next thing you know, he was in touch with Jeff. They were planning a new book, and he's doing work for me. He had something in my recent number 10.
Really?
Things in there.
Oh, cool.
So he appeared there. He's going to be in Mantra number 13, a book I'm publishing in February. So he's publishing his own comics. And the Pie Man is a guy who runs the Hobson.
There's a bakery here, and a lady comes into the bakery, and she is really something.
She's pretty savage. That's Martha.
Yeah. She starts right in on the poor baker.
Martha Marbles.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at it.
She thinks he's putting kids ahead of her in line.
Yeah, because
not doing that, but that's what she thinks.
You put these so-and-so kids first. We adults have to wait a dog's age. That's discrimination based on
discrimination,
age.
She calls
it. So she keeps yelling at him, and the Pie Man, he's the happy Pie Man, so he keeps smiling. And,
but he's the baker. He's not the Pie Man, is he? Or does he turn into the Pie Man?
No, well, good question.
I'm not clear on that.
He's not the pie. Okay, he's the happy baker.
The Pie Man. The Pie
He's
Man.
The happy baker, but he makes pies. And she is. I mean, he calls her a Karen. You know.
No, wait a minute. He slips into.
She even has
becomes the Pie Man, right there.
He does. In answer to her savagery, I want to speak to the manager. He says, I am the manager, my dear lady. He's really nice, but he can only take so much. And so he does. The happy baker finally lets his anger out. Darn that biatch, biatch, biatch. That's the censored version, folks. He does become the Pie Man.
He is the Pie Man.
Yep. And has to deal with her.
The story goes on. No sense giving it all away, but the story goes on.
No.
And let me see here. I think I have a page count on this one.
Yeah.
This is 9 pages plus a cover and a back cover.
Yeah. Let me see something.
The Karen. Volume 2 of the Pie Man and issue number 1 of volume 2.
Yeah. And Martha Marbles, she works for Gestapo or Gestapo Incorporated.
Yeah, right. That's a big company.
She's so mean that the license tag in front has an expletive.
Yeah.
That you
know. See that? Yeah.
Yeah. There's an expletive there with a bunch of exclamation marks at the end. This is a mean woman. Yeah. I mean, she even has fangs. I mean, look, she has like fangs coming up.
She does.
So.
You're right. But here is the factory, the Gestapo.
Yeah. So it's like Gestapo company. So she's.
Gestapo.
But the Pie Man has enough. So he knocks on her door.
Yeah.
And he answers, and he's like, "Here's Johnny," and he starts throwing pies at her. Where are we at? This is a shoe fly pie, so it's like a shoe.
Yeah.
And whacks her with a shoe. I guess it's a shoe that has like cream on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's she didn't take it well. Why you schmear? So. Yeah, and it goes on. So there's a confrontation here. This is the exciting part of the issue, folks. This is the most exciting part of the issue.
Are you going to give it away? The most exciting
No, I'm not going to give everything away.
Oh, okay.
She does have pea soup and pie soap. Pea soup and pie soap. And you can see she has a soap in her mouth.
Yeah, well, she needed it.
Where's my finger? There it is, right there. Soap in her mouth. So, anyway, she can't take it.
Climax, and
I won't show you the ending, but this is an important panel, okay?
Yeah.
And look at Chuck's artwork. I mean, if you knew Chuck back in the 1980s, and I did, I met him at the Chicago Comic Convention. He's always been a really funny guy, and it's great to see him back. He says the next issue is a Pie Man Christmas. If this is
this one must have come out earlier, because the next one's probably out now because it's a Christmas issue. But this is the one we have.
Else it'll be next Christmas. I will say that the story he's doing for me, for Mantra, is a Valentine's story.
Oh, okay.
The issue of Mantra that's coming out in February is supposed to be a Valentine's issue, if I can get it out on time. I'll be happy if I can get it out before the end of the month, at least. I might not get it out by Valentine's Day, but we'll get it done.
Okay. All right. That's the Pie Man. Okay. What's next?
What's next?
What do you got?
I mean, there's so much stuff here.
Yeah, I'll find mine when you.
This is from.
This is from Dale Martin.
Right, and the Mid-South Cartoonist Organization.
This is their publication. That's right. Dale Martin, of course, has a cartoon in it, but a bunch of other people do. And every one of them is an excellent artist. I mean, this is really nice, really good work. Yeah. Everybody does excellent work in this.
Yeah, Dale and all the other Mid-South. It actually was published in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams.
It's like your UFO publications, same kind of thing. But they all have stories in here. There is a theme to it. Shall we play a game? So that's the theme there.
Yeah. I mean, looking at some of the stuff here, here's artwork by a guy named Jim Palmer.
Oh, isn't that nice? I saw that. That was very nice.
Super stylish. Super stylish.
Here's Dale, our friend Dale. Watusi, the talking dog, is in full color.
Yep.
You talk about a game, you look on the next page, and he has an entire game here that you can play.
Yeah, did you try playing it?
There's even a flap here. It opens, and it reveals the entire game.
Yeah, and well, I haven't played the game yet, but
no, I haven't played the game either because I'm very busy and don't have time to play games.
It has to deal with landmarks in his town. So you go to certain places. Catch a double feature at the Trident now. If you're on that space, you go to different spaces.
Yeah.
Sail at the Magic Hat. So there must be a place called the Magic Hat there. And on and on. Go view the sunset from Cherry Point Lighthouse now. Where does Dale live? Does he live in Memphis? Let me see.
Yeah, he lives in Memphis. Yes.
He does live in Memphis. Yeah, I used to live in it. When I was a kid, I lived in Memphis.
Oh, well, that's why he's a member of this group, because they have meetings in person. You know, they all come to the meetings.
Whoops.
So
I got the
look at this artwork. This is more artwork that's in here by people. It's just really neat. This one is
that particular story.
And it's $3.
Uh-huh.
And well worth it.
Totally worth it. And, you know, all kinds of stuff. There's funny stuff. The first one here, Devin Hodges. This will crack you up.
Yeah.
Very cartoony, but it veers from the cartoony to the other story you were showing is The New Extremes. New Extremes by Jason N-E-G-E-N, so Negin. But this is awesome. This is really great.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's got it's got a Santa Claus who's not really a Santa Claus. He's kind of like a cyborg or a robot or something. And you've got a group of heroes, the Extremes, and this is apparently part of a series. So this particular
part 6. Yeah.
And he did include a long introduction on the other side over here. Where am I at? Trying to do this backwards. Yeah, he talks about what has gone before and the characters, and there are a lot of characters, a lot of heroes.
Yeah, so you can see them right here.
There's a group of heroes.
You can see them here.
Yeah, a group of heroes. That's good art that you're showing there too. That's really excellent. But the Extremes, and they're training a younger group of superheroes called the New Extremes. They're going to call it the New Extremes. So they're in the process of training, and there's a lot of action. And again, dealing with you mentioned it's gaming. It's about gaming. They're inside of a game. They're inside of some kind of violent game.
Theme is games, and they're all doing it. And here's a color page.
Okay.
Very nice. War Games. And War Games is by, let me just look real quick. War Games is by Eric McMeans.
Where'd it go? Let's see.
Eric McMeans. That's who that's by. And that's some cool artwork too.
Eric McMeans, War Games. Yeah. So these guys in the mid-South,
they're good.
are pretty darn excellent cartoonists. There's a lot of them there.
There's a logo.
I didn't have my camera wasn't adjusted right, so I'm still trying to work it out here.
There's their logo on the back since 1987.
Yep.
So they've been around.
Really nice.
Cool. Very nice.
That's
Dale
awesome.
Dale stuff is always great.
Dale always pulls out the stops and does a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at?
And we'll have contact information in the description below for all this. You can order one if you want.
Yep. Here's something that knocked us out.
Oh yeah.
From Jim Main.
I am a sucker for cowboy stories. I love westerns and all that kind of thing. And this one fills the bill. I'm telling you.
The Adventures of Clay Hitchens.
Clay Hitchens.
By Jim Main and Verl Bond.
Verl Bond does the artwork.
Knockout job on the artwork.
Really cool.
And he really captures the spirit. Both the script and the story really capture the spirit of the Wild West.
And it's it's about a bank robbery. What better storyline than a bank robbery in the Old West?
And continuing the story begun previously with Clay Hitchens, who has become a deputy, and the story of how he came to be what he eventually became, which I can give this away. I don't think it changes. He becomes a bounty hunter.
Right, and toward the end, he's a deputy to start off with, but he does become a bounty hunter later in the story.
Yep, and there's some great artwork here.
The sheriff, really nice.
Here's the deputy sheriff.
I like this panel. Now look at this panel, and you'll see up on the ridge. There's some people up on the ridge.
Oh yeah.
And if you look in the circle, Verl shows you what the guy looks like up on the ridge. Very clever way of doing that. I thought that was very well done.
Fascinating story, and you have a group of bad guys.
They kind of know these guys. They've been around before.
Yep. And the sheriff is trying to form a posse to go after the bad guys.
Yeah, not many people want to do that because they know who those guys are, and they don't want to tangle with them.
So he does come up with a group of men.
He gets some people. Yeah. There they are.
There they go.
And they're getting ready to go.
Here's to the four horsemen.
Yeah.
They're ready to ride.
Go after them.
Yeah.
but it's cool. This story is very cool.
Well, the story's great. It's one of the best scripts I've ever read by Jim Main. I really feel that way. I wouldn't just say that.
Yeah.
So, gosh, I don't want to give anything away because it's so darn good.
I hate to give it away because it's a neat story. We can show you the, what the artwork looks like, but the story, you want to really get this and read it because if you like Westerns at all, I mean, this is perfect. Just perfect.
Yep. I'm trying to find like a really good action page. There's a lot of pages here.
Yeah.
There's some action here.
There's there's kind of a number of twists and turns to this, So yeah, here's kind of an couple action pages here. You can kind of see what's going on here.
Look at Burl's artwork. I mean, really nice. He's just as great as ever, and really enjoyed this.
And the publication is, the publication itself is just nice looking.
Yeah. And that's a great story. That's the back cover.
Yeah, that's the back cover.
Also by Burl.
Yeah.
Here we are in the sheriff's office. Who designed that logo? The logo in the front was by Mark Haynes. Mark Haynes, and colors by Robert J. Sodaro.
Then there is another story in the back, right here.
From John Lambert.
John Lambert, is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's John Lambert.
Very, very nice artwork back here.
Something that Jim originally intended for an earlier publication, and the Western theme fit right in, so he put it in here. Death's Deal. Here's a guy. He's a card player, and he thinks he can beat just anyone. Nobody can beat him, and he challenges death itself. Nobody can beat him, including death. And he's just talking, right? But death actually shows up, and you can see him there with that demonic smile. Death says, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you can beat me, right? And so let's go for it." He said you can beat Death himself. That's quite a boast to make, one that cannot be ignored. But Death shows up. There he is in all his ghastly significance.
Can't give it away, but
yeah. I mean, like, what do you think's going to happen? You challenge Death.
Yeah, right. That's what we're doing by smoking these, challenging.
Oh yeah, we're challenging Death. Yeah. But this it's not lit, but it's just here for show. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of cigars. Well, if you watched my videos on Facebook, I have these cigar smoking videos. I've been trying it out. It's kind of a phase for me. I've been trying it out since somebody sent me some cigars and made some recommendations. Order this, order that. So I've been trying it out. Overall, my almost final conclusion is that sometimes it's enjoyable. Sometimes I start turning green and you're inhaled by accident. So this is something plus it's not good for you.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I think it's 67 years old. It's something I have to get out of my system.
Yeah. Okay.
But you look darn sophisticated.
Yeah, when you have, you look important,
Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna keep it up. The thing is, I've still got a few cigars left, and the question is, the thing is, I paid money for these. I don't want to throw them away, and I don't know many people who smoke cigars. So the question: do I smoke them or do I toss them?
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Well, you know what we got to do, Steve.
Yeah.
While we're thinking of it, or I'm thinking of it, our friend Larry Blake, an excellent cartoonist, is having one heck of a rough time. He's been in the hospital. He's been in a rehab, I believe. And when he went into rehab, he lives on a government pension. But while he was in the rehab, or I think it was a rehab, they cut his pension in half.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I received a letter from Larry.
Right.
About 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
A long letter, handwritten. It has an LOC. Let me see. I'm in a different screen now, so I'm not sure what you're seeing.
But anyway, he's in danger of not being able to meet his rent and a number of other things. And our friend Bob Corby, the producer of Space, set up a GoFundMe account for Larry. And you can look it up. It's on Facebook. It's on a number of different places. But if you know Larry, or if you've seen his work or anything, or if you're just a fan of small press cartoonists, here's a guy that could use some help. So
Larry's one of the finest small press
cartoonists. I've met him 2 or 3 times. Very, very nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice. And I think, if you can, try and help him out.
Yeah, I'm on another screen here. I'm trying to look up Bob Corby, and he has a picture. He sent a picture that had a QR code. Do you have that available or no?
No, I don't.
Where is it?
But I think it'd be easy to find on Facebook. You can go to Bob Corby's Facebook page, and it'll be on there.
Right.
Just type in, Bob Corby or whatever, and go to his page, and it'll be on there. And if you want to help, up to you. But Larry could certainly use the help.
Well, I think I found it.
I'm trying to get him back to drawing comics again, but pretty ill. So
yeah, Larry has been working on Cyclozort. That's his passion. His goal is to complete that, in his lifetime.
Yeah.
So
he's going to try to work on it.
I can't find a page right off the bat.
That's okay. If they go to Facebook and go to Bob Corby's page, they'll find it.
Right. There's a GoFundMe. Or you can just type in Bob Corby or Bob Corby, Larry Blake, or GoFundMe, Bob Corby. But you'll find it.
You'll find it.
Larry, he's been one of my closest friends ever since I got into small press. In the maybe 1974, we became acquainted. He did comics with Larry Nybert and Jim Pack, and started doing his own comics. He created Night Star. It used to be Nightshade, but DC threatened to sue him over the name because they had a Nightshade, even though his version was far superior to the DC version. So he changed it to Night Star. But yeah, he's really had a rough year, and he details it in the letter that he sent me. He's been in and out. He was in a, I don't want to, it's his private life, so I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
but he was put in a retirement home.
That's what it was,
And they were like, they were saying like, well, this is where you're going to be from now on. And he's like, no, I have a home somewhere else. And he's not buying it. So Larry is fighting back as hard as he can. And he deserves our support for the friendship, all the great work he's done, all the inspiration he's given us for all these years. I strongly suggest you find that GoFundMe page. And Bob Corby is set up, and do what you can to contribute to help out a brother in small press, a fellow creative talent. And I sent something, but and whatever you can do. Larry is determined to get back to his real home and back to that drawing board.
And I think he will.
Yeah.
So we'll help him out. All right, let's go with, how about this one?
Oh, yeah.
Madame Bugala.
Madame
from
Bugala.
Larry Johnson.
In beautiful full color.
Full color.
Slick
the whole thing is full color now. We're talking inside and out. Full color. Madame Bougla is an interesting character. And the thing that you need to know, I think, for this book is that Madame Bougla and the people in her world, her son and all that, don't age. Time goes by, but they do not age. So in this story, her son Gumar has a son who looks about the same age as Gumar, looks like Gumar, and comes for a visit.
Comes knocking on the door one day.
Knocking at the door. Now he looks very much like his dad.
Yeah, his hair is a little different, but
yeah. But in fact, at one point in the story, I was having a hard time determining which one was Gumar and which one was his son. But I mean, it's not that hard to do. But I went, whoa, wait a minute. But anyway, that's supposedly that is his son. So
and the man embraces him.
Quite buy that. So
there's the son, and there's Gumar.
There's Gumar. Yeah.
But Madame Bougla believes that he's telling the truth, and she embraces him.
She thinks for sure that is his son, but Gumar himself is not quite that sure.
He's a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Which leads to some of the tension in the story. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
Right. Yeah. We can't give it all away, of course, like we always say. But
beautifully detailed artwork from Larry.
Yeah. Johnson. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Yeah.
Gosh, in color. I mean, I followed him for so many years in black and white, and now the production values on his books are they're just through the roof. Yeah. They're just wonderful on his comics. So, I mean, it's even more of a pleasure to appreciate his work, but there's stuff going on.
There is stuff going on.
Sinister stuff going on. They are the magic people.
It's based on Madame Bougla's past, things that have happened in the past.
I wonder what's in this jar. It looks like it's got eyeballs.
Yeah.
And bones. And this is Gumar's son. And he summons, you guessed it, he summons a demon.
Yeah, these guys deal in, all of them kind of, well, I don't know about Gumar, but Madame Bougla and this guy that's supposed to be Gumar's son, they deal in demons.
Look at it. He says, I want to bite humans. I want to give them the plague. Let me out, let me out. So he's pretty nasty, a demon. But, see, Madame, if you've been following the series for a long time, Madame Bougla is under a curse.
Yeah.
Which, whether she likes it or not, she channels a certain demons from a dark dimension, and her own son, Gumar, sometimes is replaced by Coroscoro, who you see on the back cover. In his painting.
Painting of Coroscoro on the back.
Yeah, and he carries a plague. He's a really nasty demon. He comes up at certain times, and they haven't found a way past that. Demons seem to appear. Here's another demon right here.
Yeah.
So just stuff happens, and it's a really exciting story.
Yeah.
It's not just that. It's not just that it's really exciting. It's also you care for the characters. The story's so well written.
Mm-hmm. True. That's true. Larry always does that, though. His comics are always very, very good.
Yeah.
And a tremendous amount of work that he puts into it. Look at this page here. There's a lot of work.
A lot of work, and he puts them out at a fairly fast pace too.
He does. Yeah. I don't know how he does it.
These comics keep coming out, and the stops are always pulled out.
This one is
great art.
650. It's number 3. Why is it number 3? Madame Bougla has had more issues than 3. I'm not
she
quite
was
sure.
around in other titles. I
said
think
something
Tales,
about it, but I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I think she might have. Larry did Tales of Fantasy for decades.
Okay, and that may have been Madam. This may be her own publication, and Tales of Fantasy may have been her in stories.
Yeah, she appeared in others of his publications for a long time there.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, this is the comic is I think. Let me look here. 31 pages, and then you've got Boogaloo comments after that.
Yep.
So we got that, and then that goes on even to the back cover, inside cover, so you can read all that.
It's well worth the price. $6.50 is for this one. That's a good price because you're getting a quality comic.
Yeah. Yep. Take you a little while to read that one.
Story. I mean, there's plenty here to digest, and you'll totally enjoy it. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Larry Johnson, always good. You can always depend on him to be good.
Yeah. And our pal Tom Fellrath has.
Oh yeah.
Once again.
Heroes Now.
The Heroes Return.
Yeah.
With a new comic featuring his characters that most of whom were begun back in what is it, the 80s? Yeah, the 80s. A long time ago.
I don't know. You may know that. I don't.
I get the 80s and the 90s mixed up, but it was back in those days. Those days,
So,
Tom was around. He was into UFO, and after a while, he kind of faded away, like some of us did, and a lot of us faded away, but faded back in quite a while later. And we're, of course, we're great. It's great to have Tom back.
So Tony Lawrence does this story. There is a story in the beginning of this book.
It's written by Larry. I mean, by Tom.
And then after you read the story, you have page after page of really cool pinups and all kinds of
drawn by Keith Newsom.
Oh,
Keith Newsom did the artwork on these pinups.
Yeah,
and,
we know him.
We met him. I met him at Space. You might have met him before, but I met him this year. And he's quite a fine talent. He puts a lot of emotion, and there's a lot of power in the illustrations that he comes up with.
Yeah.
What a great
guy.
This
gives you an outline of who the superhero is. Parkour. And this is a good thing to have, because if you get other issues of Heroes Now, you know their background from this. So I would definitely recommend getting this.
And that cover is based on Dark Knight Returns #1. It's based on the Frank Miller cover, but we have this character, The Light, one of Tom's characters, on the cover, and the cover is drawn by David Trzynski, inked by Tom Ahern. And Tom Ahern, one of the best inkers in small press.
So I wanted to mention the other story that Tom does is called Hologram. And there is the character from Hologram.
Yep, there he is.
And that's different than Heroes Now. That's a separate story.
Yeah. We got illustration from Rob Cooley. That's really nice. The light and the highlights. Group of supporters. That's the light there. The story in this particular issue, the Patriots, which is a team assembled. The original Patriot passed away. His sidekick Jeff ended up in jail because of a violent confrontation that he had quite a while ago, but they let him out of jail. He's formed his own team, the Patriots, and Parkour, and what was it, the Fuse? Yeah, Fuse. They're all three. They head to Syria to rescue this lady scientist. the government, the U.S. government wants them to rescue her. They think she's being held captive, but actually she's working on research and has made contact with an alien being that looks kind of like a squid.
Mm-hmm.
And has made contact. So so they rescue her, bring her back to the United States, but she's a reluctant rescuee, and so they're targeting. I'm just looking here, but well, I'm not going to tell you the ending. It does end with a bang.
I'll just say something, but we don't want to give the ending away. But
yeah. But this is nice. Tony Loren's artwork works well with Tom's story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Terry Flippo on the left there.
Yeah, Terry Flippo's in here. Yep. And
George Lane III. George Lane.
Yeah.
Yep. So George is underestimated as an artist. George Lane,
yeah, for sure.
Who doesn't live too far from where I live here, he's quite an excellent, influenced by Kirby, but has his own dynamicism to his artwork as well. So I mean, what can you say about Terry Flippo, Axel and Alex, and all the other stuff that he's done? Always does a great job.
I seem to be missing the price on this. Unless it's set inside and I missed it, I don't know the price. I don't think.
Where's my magnifying glass?
I have to get on glasses because the inside printing in this is
you're old when. I had a couple of comics that I was reading and I had to use the magnifying glass. Of course, I'm due for cataract surgery at some point in the next couple of years.
I don't see a price here.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
Well,
all you got to do is contact him. We'll have his information, and he'll tell you the price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get that information soon because this is a UFO zine.
And he does a little ad for his Phoenix Productions.
Tiny little UFO right there. So
yeah.
I'll be posting all that information in the upcoming UFO newsletter later this month. But we need it sooner. Tom, send us a price on this if you would, please.
And I want to mention, because he talks about this little ad for Phoenix Productions, but he also, and you can get this, has a Phoenix Production catalog.
Saw it coming.
With,
I saw it coming. I knew you were going to pull that up. So
but he's got all of his publications in here.
There's a QR code.
QR codes and
give you more information.
You can get information on all of his
Phoenix Productions.
Upcoming and I think upcoming and ones that he has now. So this I'm sure he would just send you if you asked him. I don't think you have to buy that. That's his catalog. So I'm thinking that Tom would send it to you, but you can ask him. Anyway, good thing to have. All right. What do we got next? More stuff. Huh?
You don't know what Tom looks like. That's how he looks.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
An amiable guy with a lot of talent and a lot of enthusiasm. So.
Yeah. But we don't want to forget his main publication, which is Strange Times 4.
This one now. Who did that cover?
Well, I don't know. But on the front, I can read you the artists that are in here. Chuck Bunker, Tom Fellrath himself, Mark Haynes, Brian Holgerson, Les Steen, I don't know who that is, Tony Lawrence, Matt Levin, Tony Lorenz, Joseph Morris, Keith Newsom, Sonny Ray, Mandy Shunara, Michael Wagner, and Terry S. Wood. They're all in here.
And I mentioned Tom, and what a great guy he is, and well, he's a Facebook friend of mine, so he posts pictures of his family all the time. Look at this back cover.
Yeah.
Awesome picture of his kids.
Yeah.
Tom has a great family, so he's a family man, artist, a great talent in his own right. He has a story in here, if I can find it, that deals with.
Yeah, he
recently had some
story in here.
health issues, and it's in here somewhere. But this particular issue has a theme, and that is the road back.
The road back. That is the theme. Yeah. Oh, I can tell you something really interesting about this. Look at the page numbers, right? See that page number, 27? That is a road sign. All of the page numbers are different road signs.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't notice that until just now.
Yeah, they're all different road signs. Like here's page 32. That's a road sign. That's, you know, I can't get my fingers right, but that 32, that's a road sign. I thought that was a very clever. Here's page 47. Look at that. It's a road sign. So all the pages numbers are road signs. Very clever, Tom.
Page 47, that's the story by Tom Fellrath,
I'm just showing the signs.
And Mark Haynes on the artwork. This is really nice. This is a beautiful comic story.
Yeah.
And I came in on actually it starts on page 45. It takes place in the Arctic Circle. Some people who live there they're challenged by a polar bear in most savage fashion there. And I don't know how much, based on what I read here, and he's showing conditions in the Arctic Circle. He's showing a small town that's set up there where they begin to plant trees and all. And I don't know if Tom has ever been up north there. I don't know if he's ever been to Alaska, northern Alaska, or what. But he definitely did a little research.
Yeah.
And I can tell that by the pictures.
Here's a page by look again, Tony Lawrence. Look at that. That page.
That bad marriage page?
Bad marriage.
That's not. That can't be Tony. Who is that?
Tony Lawrence.
Oh, Tony Lawrence. That's different from Tony Lorenz.
Right.
That's a distinctive style. But the entire book is stories and artwork about people who have suffered pain in their lives.
Yeah, and they're on the road back. Yeah.
Right. How they are on the road back. I could go back again to Keith Newsom. Keith Newsom has an incredible, I believe this is Keith. Yeah, there was some beautiful painted artwork.
Oh yeah.
From Keith, talking about probably what he's been through in life. But it's only a moment in time, he says. We all have our stories. You know those times you feel life has pulled the rug out from under you, a tragedy or a life-changing moment. But again, it's only a moment. So Keith, despite all he's been through, has a positive attitude. And, you just keep rolling on. You keep going on, and still more terrific artwork from this super artist.
Here's an interesting one, too. This is by Michael Wagoner. The Road Goes On Forever. And I've seen some of his drawings, excellent artist, but this is different. This has these photographs like this, and then as you go through it, you go to the next one, it's like sticky notes all over, and some of them are sideways and some of them are straight, and you kind of have to follow all that.
Okay, it's but that's really, not really the Michael Wagner. That's Leston.
Huh?
That's not by Michael Wagner there. That's by Leston. This is let's see, the Michael Wagner. I know it kind of follows because they're in the coloring.
Oh, I see. It's not, it changes over to Yeah, I see now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
Michael
it.
Wagner
Yeah,
is here.
Yeah, because I didn't catch that at first either.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
the Michael Wagner artwork is terrific, and this Leston, who we never heard of.
Right. That's where all these, you could call them sticky notes, are all over. You have to follow it.
Yeah.
And that goes on for a couple pages. I mean,
sometimes you have to turn the page one way or the other to read.
Yeah. It goes on. Yeah.
Yes. And that goes on for a few pages.
Tom Fellrath is right here, right next to it.
Right. Tom comes up after that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was talking about. Tom had a tumor removed recently. I remember when he was going through that, and he stayed in touch the whole time. And they removed the tumor. Everything seems to be okay. You know, and again, he's on the road to recovery. He talks about being tired, but it says, I try to carry on as if nothing happened. You got to move ahead. Yep.
I do want to mention this one is by Sonny Ray. This is not for kids.
Right.
This one has a little bit of artwork that I wouldn't necessarily want the kids to see. Right. So,
had you heard of Sonny Ray? Had you heard of Sonny Ray before?
Never heard of Sonny Ray.
Nice artwork. Very talented.
But that's a couple of the drawings are a little adult.
Little adult. Got some, a couple of bad words. Not a really big deal, but it's probably not like something you want to show to your kids.
I wouldn't keep it away from the kids. They don't need that.
Yeah.
You know.
It was funny. Joseph Morris.
Joseph Morris is in there, yeah.
Was utterly distinctive cartooning style.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very, very
investigating the psychedelic road. Well, Joe says, we're straight edge. No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. We've gone our whole life without drugs. Why would you want to stop now? I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. He may be joking here, or perhaps he's done some experimenting. I do know he shows himself walking along.
Right there in the corner on this page, up in the top, on the other page.
On the other page?
See him up in the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. There he is. That's him. We met him at Space. We talked to him quite a bit.
That is him.
Yeah, that's him.
And always interesting. Whatever topic he's dealing with, Joseph Morris is a lot of fun. And
he puts out a tremendous amount of work. He puts out something every day on Facebook. Every day. Yeah.
So, yeah. And there's other contributors here. Oh, of course, we got a page by the great Matt Levin.
Oh, yeah, Matt Levin, right?
That was on the inside of the cover.
He starts right off here with his rubber stamp work, right in the beginning. And he does have a Strange Times devoted entirely to his rubber stamp work that Tom Fellrath published.
That's right. It was issue number 3, I think. The last one.
I think it was 3, yeah.
It was an awesome issue, a really awesome issue.
But
Matt Levin front to back.
Yeah. All right. That's good. I just want to mention this, and I'm sure you have yours handy, because Steve sent me this.
Ta-da!
Steve sent me this. This is Byron Black's collection of early works when he was doing pen and ink.
When you got it, and it was Christmas, and I thought,
yeah, that was very nice.
Before Larned spends money on this, I'm going to send it to him, because he has to have it.
That was very nice.
Big fans of Byron Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I spent last night.
This was on the back of one of his original comics, Read. And he talks about Roland Steppenwolf for libraries everywhere.
And that's when it goes back.
Right there.
I mean,
this has all of his early work that was highly detailed pen and ink. And we've talked about it on the show before. I don't want to dwell on too much on it, but if you want to get the original collection, this is it. I'll have the information below so you can get one of these, because it's a real collector's item, and it will help you with his current issues. They're a little different. These stories are a little different, but I've always loved them. I have the original comics also, and now I have the collected, but I have the original comics also. So,
but yeah, I mean, what
I wanted to
look at, you were mentioning the detail in the early ones. Oh my gosh.
There's nothing quite like Steppenwolf. It's very different. We've talked about him. We actually interviewed him and Byron Black. So you can go back in our episodes, only a couple back, and you can see Byron Black, and he'll tell you all about Steppenwolf.
Wow. It's fascinating. It's really, this is since I didn't have the original issues, I might have had one or two of them, but to see these reprinted.
Excuse me, I dropped something.
It's nice to know that gravity still works. Yeah.
All right, I'm back from dropping everything on the floor. Yeah. All right, let's go here with
Steve Willis.
Number 24, Cranium Frenzy.
All right. Can we take a quick break?
Yeah, well, how? What?
I want to go to the restroom.
Oh,
Can you pause it for a minute?
Not really. Go ahead. I'll
be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Entertain the people.
Okay. I told him to quit drinking, but he didn't believe me. Anyway, I know what I'll talk about while he's gone. This is Cranium Frenzy number 25. Now, in Cranium Frenzy number 25, we have if I can find it here, I will show it to you. I'm going to find it somewhere in here. Let me see. Bear with me. Oh yeah, we have a crossword puzzle. I don't know if that was originally in 24, and that's the answers. Yes, it was in 24. Here's the crossword puzzle that Steve Willis has made. But he also made a big one so you can do it. There you go. You can try your luck at that. I think he includes that with each issue. That's his crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
And, you can do that, you know. That'd be fun. I'm too dumb to do it, but you might be able to do it. All right, let's go back to issue 24.
I haven't done it yet, but I saw that.
Yeah, I haven't done it either, but
number 24. This is one heck of a funny. This is a pretty hilarious issue here.
Yeah, as they all are. Yeah.
The first story has to do with a guy who's in a place where he lives, nicknamed the Farm, a remote and very secure facility where all the residents are savants. I won't use the outmoded term idiot savants, although it is true, he says. Each of these people living in this community have a special gift. And you can say, one thing, okay, like this guy right here. This guy right here. He says, there's Milo, who has the gift of knowing all the cemetery buddies of deceased U.S. vice presidents and enjoys sharing this information with others. So this guy, you know, one thing, he's totally demented, but joyful and happy. That's one thing about Steve's comics. You have these strange characters.
And down here, right there, I was going to read, you hold that, I'll read it. Millard Fillmore, who was vice president under Zachary Taylor before assuming the burden of serving as our 13th president, after his predecessor's death, is buried in the same cemetery as Rick Super Freak James.
Super Freak. Rick James, you bet. And look at that smile on his face. I mean, he's totally crazed.
Man, what a fact. I mean, that's an excellent fact.
So,
oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's here.
Yeah.
Hubert Humphrey, who was the vice president under Lyndon Johnson, is buried in the same cemetery as Herbert Corey, also known as Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. You remember Tiny Tim?
I like this girl, Lacey, on page 4 at the top. Then there's Lacey. Oh. She has the ability to painlessly remove eyeballs with her bare hands and replace them with eyeballs of another person. You literally see the world through someone else's eyes. And that's her right there. Right there. So you can see the world through somebody else's eyes if you let her change eyeballs.
She did have an accident there where she dropped a bucket of eyeballs. And
yes, well, she's juggling them. That's not safe. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Steve's comics. Not only are they crazy, wacky, they're also funny, but there's a certain joy. There's a great sense of humor to these.
Oh my God! Yeah.
They lift you up, and oh my goodness. I like this one.
Geometry here.
That's the one I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Can you read it? I'll hold it up. You read it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you look at the top panel, the way he structures even a short comic strip like this, you see the two guys in the first panel, and they're just kind of looking straight ahead. And one of them has an idea. And he says, geometry spells fun for you and me. Can't you see? And he's getting all, it's the way to go. Come on, gang. Let's put on a geometry show. And then, so he's stopped. He's waiting for a reaction.
There's the reaction at the last.
But the other guy, he doesn't react.
Yeah.
So they just go back to where they were. Just straight ahead, dead ahead.
You know what's coming up next? Mrs. Bug in the Butt.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Bug in the Butt.
Yeah. Mrs. Bug in the Butt. Very famous.
In our last episode, Steve Willis, Steve talked about Mrs. Bug in the Butt.
Mrs. Bug in the Butt, because what she was doing was he was posting cartoons and she was ripping them off the bulletin board. He was posting them out and tearing them up. So I think that
right. There she is doing exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Steve did a little surveillance and actually caught her in the act.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he's talking about her. Now he gets to this other page here where he wrote a song about her.
Yeah.
Wrote a song about her.
I think that you're going to do that, right?
Maybe very quickly. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's something weird. Was on the board where you tore up the Mortys, who have believed my work you feared. Hands, angry hands, tearing up, swearing loud, censoring. Bug in the butt, what goes on inside your head? You are a nut. What you don't like, you will shred in secret. That's my Neil Diamond impersonation. Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. Very nice.
If Neil himself did it, it would have sounded a whole lot better. But
yeah.
But sometimes Steve Willis will use music. He'll come up with stuff and he'll
now our favorite, of course, is always on the back page. It's called the West Coast Buttercube Brothers.
The Buttercube Brothers.
These two guys are Buttercubes. And it says here in the first panel, What's with the bagpipes? It's a Scottish thing. I fooled them into thinking we're butterscotch. I think you mean butterscots, don't you? At any rate, it means they're less likely to melt as soon. Oh, that's smooth, real smooth. Huh? See those bowls of ice cream for dessert? They want to make a topping. Once again, I fail. Tried to make
That's it.
a hot topping. 2 butter cubes tried to make a hot topping, and once again, they failed and melted again. These guys have a terrible time. They melt in every issue. It's amazing.
They just can't win.
Yeah. And we got number 25.
We're talking about the butter cube. Let's show the one on the back of this one.
On 25?
25, yeah.
Okay.
Buttercream Brothers.
Yeah.
Because this is a little different. He says something's different. He said, yeah, I noticed that too. Let me see. It's not getting warmer, but and we're not starting to melt. So they think they got it solved. I think it's actually possible. We'll make it to the last panel without turning into blobs. Well, they didn't exactly melt, but someone turns on the blender.
You know, you can't. I mean, how can you predict these things? They finally figure out how not to melt, and some moron, probably Steve Willis, turns on the blender. Unbelievable. I can't believe it.
So
I like the beginning of
number
this.
25.
This is Morty, the dog.
Right.
He's trying to get the issue started here, and he's pulling and pulling, and finally he does get it going.
Like a lawnmower, he's pulling the thing, and
this is how he starts the issue, and he did get it going. I'm ready. Let's draw some comics, Steve says in the last panel.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm, so, you know, Morty got it going. So then there's a label fable right here. And this guy,
Cacklebee allows people to attach
labels to him. So he has labels all over him. And you can read all the labels when you buy the issue.
Yeah, but then one day the wind blew all the notes away, and nothing was underneath.
He disappeared. Yeah.
Steve is a genius. I mean,
this is one of my favorites, Shifty. These are different shifts. There's the day shift is going along on the assembly line, and they're putting dunce caps on heads. It kind of tells you something, you know what I mean? There's something to that. And then there's the swing shift, that's in the next panel, and the night shift, and then a dimensional shift, which changes everything.
Yeah, that pretty much wipes everything out right there.
Dimensional shift really
zany that is.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just you go to any page, just start reading, and you're going to be laughing.
Our other favorite, which is recurring a lot, is the world's funniest joke in the world. The funniest joke in the world. And here it is. Hi, folks. Rusty Jingle Pickle here, and I'm going to share with you the funniest joke in the world. And wait a minute. The page rolls up. You can see it right there as he's trying to tell the joke, ruining the joke once again because the page curled up. And, you know, he says he's sorry about it right there.
Steven's
sorry about the panel curling up and causing the whole page all fixed now. I'll now return you to the story. Well, he returns us to the story, but the guy's done telling the joke.
And the porcupine said to the anteater, That's no giant eyeball. It's a kumquat in a hat box. Ha ha!
Laughing and everything, and we missed the doggone middle of the joke.
Laughter for 57 minutes.
I don't know.
So, what is this? Somebody trying to contact me. I can't talk to anybody right now.
Oh, somebody trying to contact. Well, we're just about wrapped up because we can't go too much longer here.
Yeah. But
we gotta wrap it up.
I could read Steve Willis's work all day. I could just.
Oh yeah. He's got a new one coming out, 26, and he says it's going to be quite different. So
might be different. Yeah.
We're anxious to see that.
Yeah.
But we've kind of gone over our time limit a little bit here.
Well, because I got up and went to the restroom, I messed up everything.
Yeah, if he hadn't gone to the restroom,
Gotta go.
And he was gone for like a half hour. So.
Well, we got a bunch of great books. Very quickly.
We'll put all the information in there down below.
Got more Morty comics, but we're running out of time.
I got Morty comics too. Now Morty I know what I was going to show you. His playing cards. Here is the Queen of Mortys, right there. The Queen of Mortys. And here's a number 3 of the Mortys, card 3.
Oh, I got this.
What do you? Oh, you got card 5. And this is card 9 of the Mortys, which has quite a few heads on it.
Number 10.
You got 10, which even has more heads. So these two might be the same suit. I don't know. But these are coming along. This is Morty Comics number 7,499. And he told us in his interview he's going to get to 10,000.
And I believe it.
He can. He thinks 24 or 25 he'll reach 10,000. I think he said 24, didn't he? You're 1920.
I think so. Was it 24? Maybe 26 or 25. I don't think it was 24. But
wasn't 24?
Within the next couple of years, I think.
Okay. All right. We're going to finish smoking these cigars, and we're going to have to say goodbye because, like I say, we've gone over our time limit, and nobody will watch it any longer than this, including me. So, adios. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Adios, folks.